One day, I was repotting my ivy plant and just admiring its beauty, when suddenly I realized a piece had fallen off. I thought, whatever could I do? But then I had the idea. Put it in water. And after about 2 months, the ivy had a nice, thick root system, and it's time to repot it. So that's what I'm going to show you what to do today. So first you're going to need some soil. You're also going to need some perlite, and then a pot to put your ivy into. So I really like to add a little extra perlite to my soil that I use because the ivy is coming from a full water base and it's going into a dry medium. Having the soil be a little airier will actually help it because there's a lot of oxygen constantly moving throughout water, but not so much through soil, and it could get shocked if it goes into too dense of a medium. So what I like to do is just go ahead and take a nice little helping of perlite and mix some of my soil right into it. It should look a little something like that when you're finished. You can see the perlite is a little bit more dispersed throughout. And then what I like to do is just line the bottom of the pot with it. Then I'll go ahead and place my ivy into the pot. What I like to do is wait until the root system is about even or just a little less in size than the actual plant. It'll take better when being transferred when it has a much stronger root system. Also, while it was in the water, it grew these 2 new leaves. So this does really well with water propagation. And then just go ahead and fill in the rest of your perlite and soil mix around the roots. It is okay to make a mess. I always make a mess when I repot. It's just part of the game. Go ahead and press the soil down so it gets a nice strong support system. Once the soil is to your liking, you want to go ahead and water it because it needs to be wet to start out since it just came from water. I just recently refilled this water, that's why I'm using this water. If this were old, I would probably go get fresh water from the sink, but luckily I just filled this like yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that settle. And the trick for this, because it came from water propagation, is you want to make sure that the soil stays damp for the first like 2 weeks, and then after that just keep an eye on the watering and slowly pull back. But it will start to wilt if you let it dry out too much because it's so used to the water medium. So just make sure to keep an eye out on that. I wish I could give an exact regimen on how often you should water it, but depending on your soil and how long the soil stays damp, it will affect your plant. So really you'll just have to keep an eye on it every day. And the best way to find out is to actually go in and feel the soil. Sometimes you have to like dig your finger down in it a little bit and make sure that it's still a little damp in there. If it looks fine and the soil feels just a little damp, don't add any more water. You can overwater it once it is in the soil, but you will be able to tell if it needs water. So just like that, I have a nice potted ivy plant. The piece from earlier in the video, I'm going to go ahead and let it get some roots on it, and then I'll probably plant this right beside this one just to give it a more full effect, because if it's just one vine and it gets really long, it could look a little silly, unless that's what you like. I mean, it's all about personal taste. I just personally think it would look really cute with this tall piece sticking out of the back of it just to balance it out a little bit. So that's totally your preference. So when propagating, you can actually clip off a few pieces and put them all in here and have them all grow roots at the same time and plant all pieces together, and then you can have multiple vines in one. But that is absolutely a planter's preference. So I hope you try this out with any of your ivy plants, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. If this video is helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more plant videos. Thank you so much for watching.